Hey everyone, I hope you well. This is CoinsKid. Just going to dive into XRP once again. Thank you for your support. Okay, we got a CoinsKid cruise. So right now XRP, it's doing okay. It's cooled off a little bit. If you take a look, it's currently 13.9% above its bull market support band just there. Okay, currently trading around about $3.03. The bull market support is 266. Now before I did go away, I did relay this opportunity to you. The BMS is a column that I created for yourselves way back when, and I went away and I said to you, look, I'm putting bids on the BMS. Okay, I think XRP will come down to that and we'll see a big boy bounce, and that's exactly what happened on that pullback. It came down to the BMS and bounced like an absolute boss. Now it's doing really well. I'll go through the time frames with you in a moment and exactly what I anticipate for XRP, and where I think it's retracing to and where the next leg is in this market for XRP. So I don't necessarily think the bull market is over. I'm looking at opportunities across the board. I do think XRP is coming up for another leg. I'm not bearish on XRP. I've got a minimal target of $4.13 I've had for a very long time with you. There's a little bit of confluence in that particular analysis as well with a fib and equally a technical target of an inverse head and shoulders, and I'll show you that as well. Now to find opportunity, what I tend to do is go to CoinsKid.com, filter macro signals. I'm looking for neutral coins today. As you can see, XRP sits in a neutral position at the moment on the macro. It's currently above neutral, so it's holding that bull market support band, which is really nice to see. If we go down this list, there is one coin that's jumping out to me straight away off the page, is this coin here, TON, T-O-N, SHIB and obviously DOT, and I've covered those two in my Bitcoin video, but I'm looking at TON with you today in the XRP video because I've noticed something on the macro time frame. If we do start to zoom out, for anyone that's been paying attention to this particular coin, we bought this support just there, okay, and I anticipated a rally into this God candle backtest just there. We didn't quite get that far, so what we've got is all this support that's now turned into resistance, and I anticipate that this is exactly what's happening, possibly some kind of one into an ABC wave 2. This is gearing up for an explosive move into this, falls back into this beautiful ascending triangle, and then this goes again like that, okay, because I think TON is in a massive trajectory here, because if I start to zoom out, and I've shown you this before, if you take a look at the MACD, prime position under the zero line, we've got the RSI, which is in a beautiful position as well. The midterm on the weekly time frame, it's reclaimed that, which is absolutely amazing, but obviously a little bit of resistance at the moment. But if we can hold this low here, I do anticipate we'll come up into at least this God candle back test, which is roughly $4.42 for TON. Now I anticipate a level of resistance just there where we run into this, fall back, and then we break like that, because I think we may have completed an ABC here for this particular project, because from this low here we've got a 1, sideways 2, which was your ascending triangle. This is where the support was on this break, so a 1 into an ABC, 2, 3, 4, 5, and what we've got is an A into a 3 wave B into a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave down. So we may have completed an A, B, C zigzag correction after an impulsive move, ABC correction, back down into support, coiling up for another explosive move, just like this move for TON, okay? So there's no bias, this is just simply what I'm looking at. There is a bit of a trend line here for this particular project. So where could this project actually go to? It's an amazing project. I've looked into it. It's a huge project. It's got quite a nice market cap already, and I think this could actually grow even more. So if we start to zoom out on the weekly, you can clearly see there is a bit of a neckline here, isn't there? We've got this beautiful trend line of resistance, and we've got this beautiful trend line of support right now for this particular project. Always get as many points of contact. So we're caught in this sort of channel at the moment where we're coming up like this, resistance, support, and right now it's looking to break once more into roughly $13, where again we could start to pull back after a beautiful 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave move, which is potentially some kind of leading impulsive diagonal. At that point, expect some kind of correction back down into this range here for support before we do turn around and go again for this amazing project. TON coin. So right now, I think it could be gearing up for a run into this leg of resistance, which is basically a double top, come back down, find high level support, and then go again to this trend line here around about $13. So for me it's a buy, okay, because at the moment on the RSI, on the weekly, and equally the MACD, we're under the zero line with bullish divergence, which is really nice to see, okay. Let's dive into the XRP chart right now to see what we can see. But going forward, if you want to keep an eye on the charts and indicators, just come to CoinsKid.com, go to the dumb money indicator, really important indicator. Once this blue line gets down to the red line, that's a sell zone. Equally, the crystal ball indicator is trending up. It's showing a big correction in September. This is why I'm anticipating a further upside here for XRP. Equally, liquidity dance, which is really important. This is the in-out on a daily time frame. It's showing that the liquidity dance is still in a downtrend. Bitcoin is still in a whopping uptrend, okay. So obviously there's liquidity sloshing in and out of the market. What we're looking for if you switch to all, is this. Once the liquidity dance leaves the market, trends up, Bitcoin, crypto, if you can take a look, that's April 2021, Bitcoin and crypto is in a whopping downtrend. It peaked just there, late 2022, started to trend down. Bitcoin and crypto and XRP has been trending up ever since, okay? So we're not seeing that at the moment. We are seeing this continued downtrend in liquidity dance, which is why I do think we are about to see an impulse here for XRP. But if we take a look at the charts for XRP, it could begin to spell some kind of correction because it is a 5-wave move up right now. Let's dive into the charts, okay? So looking at the Tether dominance on the weekly time frame, this is an amazing chart. Been looking at this chart for a very long time. For anyone that pays attention, you know, I'm looking at that exit Bitcoin logo right there. I've had that in the charts for a very long time with yourselves. You know, on this drop here, we've got this bear flag, came back up, broke down, back test, see you later, came down to the technical target, and then it's bounced, okay? But in the bounce, it's come up and it's made the lower high. So what we're looking at is a continued downtrend where we're making another low, basically lower low, because you've got lower lows there, lower highs, sorry, and obviously, you know, with these pivot points, you are making key lower lows. But I do think that this trend will run out of steam, okay? Because nothing goes down forever and nothing goes up forever. So in time, I do think that this will begin to reverse, and when it does reverse, that is when XRP is going to be in trouble. So I don't quite see it just yet for, you know, this particular chart. I do think it's still caught in this downtrend. If we're respecting this high, this lower high, and this low, we need to see this pivot point lost, because if we start to see something like this for this particular chart, it's the fuel basically. Just this little drop here in the Tether dominance was the, you know, the rocket fuel that we saw to power XRP in that big vertical. And for those people that remember, you know, it's something I was relaying to you every single day from this top here. Basically in March and April of 2024, we started to trend up in this channel for the Tether dominance. I was looking at this every single day with yourselves, reminding you that once this breaks down, that will be the target, and this little drop to the downside, we will see XRP do that, and it did exactly that. Okay, so it's not crystal ball, it's not like, you know, hoping or whatever, it's just technical analysis looking at inverse correlation between the Tether dominance and obviously liquidity dance. Because if we drop the liquidity dancing right now, you can clearly see, just like the Tether dominance trending up, the liquidity dance is trending up. When the Tether dominance is trending down, your liquidity dance is trending down. So what we're looking at, you know, at the minute, you know, we're not seeing this vertical liquidity dance, which is obviously where the beginning of the end comes for XRP, because this was spring of 2021, and that is pretty much where XRP began that whopping correction. So if we drop it in, you can clearly see, look down here, as this is starting to trend up, XRP is trending down the big ABC. As this tops and starts to drop, XRP begins its uptrend basically. So, you know, if you take a look here as well, XRP pulled back into this buy zone that I relayed to you. What was happening? This was pulling back into the resistance zone, then we dropped to the technical target and XRP popped. It was an amazing time. Okay, go back to the videos, I was extremely bullish just because of this particular data point on the Tether dominance right there. So what we have to see, if we're expecting XRP to do something like that, is this needs to drop. So all eyes on the Tether dominance, because if this does start to drop, I think this target around about 3.25% will be a warning shot for another reversal in this particular chart. And obviously, as you're fully aware, if this starts to reverse, XRP comes down. If this starts to reverse, XRP comes down. Really, really simple. Okay, so keep an eye on the Tether dominance. At the moment, we've got these key pivot points where we've made this high, lower high, and we've made this key low. If we start to lose that low, you know, you're coming down the stairs. That's my target, right about 3.25%. What happens there? What's the data telling us? What's the metrics telling us? And keep an eye on that particular time frame if it happens. Okay, and obviously it's a big if. I've not got a crystal ball. I can't see into the future. Let's dive into the XRP chart. But if you're looking for this chart, go to the ticker USDT.D. Okay, let's dive into the XRP chart right now and see what we can see. So looking at the CoinsKid ribbon then on the 5-day time frame, represented in the green and red dots, and obviously the ribbon as well within itself, a very important indicator. You know, it's one of the confluencing factors at that particular time frame. With the data I was showing you, you know, we've got a buy, a sell, and a buy right on that candle just there in November. Okay, and I said to you, because of that, I think we're doing exactly what we did before. You know, the last time we saw this kind of compression where we saw a buy, a sell, and a buy was before that huge vertical. The buy, the sell, the buy was before, you know, again, just looking at past performance, guarantee future results is not the thing to do, but I'm just relaying the data to you. Okay, so again, a proof in the pudding is the fact that, you know, if you do start to see a loss of the ribbon and you do start to see a red sell up, just like we got there and just like we got there, from this point, then I think, you know, you've got a macro correction. You've got a macro correction. You should be projecting down. Okay, just like here again. Okay, you got a red sell dot, boom, down, because, you know, I'm just respecting the data in the charts. We don't see it yet, and like I relayed to you, you know, what we're looking for XRP to do is just go sideways on the ribbon, coil up, which it currently is. It's holding the ribbon, really, really important. If it breaks down, it's not a good look. It's the same look as that, and it's the same look as that, and obviously the same look as this as well. Okay, but it's holding the ribbon, which is really good news. So keep an eye on the ribbon on the 5-day time frame. You know, if it starts to break down, for me, we've got to project down, just because, you know, I'm respecting the data in the charts and the indicator that create for yourselves that told us we were going to pump, just like it did there as well. Okay, so again, just respect the data in the charts. At the moment, XRP is incredibly bullish. It's doing really, really well. It's holding the ribbon, possibly a cup and handle pattern here. Look at this, trending back like this into the ribbon. If it breaks, I would imagine a back test and it's going to come up. So my minimal target with you that I've had for a very long time is $4.13. It is a minimal target. It's not my maximum target. It is a minimal target where I think XRP can go to. I think a lot of people are disillusioned with that target, that it's the maximum target. It's not the maximum target, it's the minimal target. So from here right now, if XRP breaks to the upside, you know, you're looking at a minimal $4.13, $4.16 and 1.272. You've got the 1414 at $4.62, and you've got 1618 at 537. But I do think that this trend is beginning to run out of steam a little bit, because if you take a look on the weekly, we will start to print a whopping bearish divergence if we do see another break to the upside. And then from this low, we've got the 1 into a pullback 2, into the breakout 3, expanding flat wave 4, and right now we're coming up in a final 5th wave of the 3rd wave. Okay, then we should experience some kind of pullback, some kind of shakeout. Everyone's like, oh my god, it's going to 0, and then we go again, and that will be my primary outlook there for XRP, because, you know, in essence what we're doing, we're just repeating what we've done before, but everything is just taking longer. And this is something I've been looking at with yourselves for a very long time, and this is why at this particular high, you know, way back in December, I said to you, I don't think we're going to break out the high anytime soon. I think we'll go sideways, have some kind of correction at the highs, just like we did in this leg here, and then we go, basically. So this is what I'm looking at. We are holding a high level support, we're holding the ribbon as it creeps up. You know, if we continue to do that, fantastic, but if we break down below that, not so fantastic. So keep an eye on that. So like I said to you, I do anticipate we're calling up here, we're holding support. If we can continue to do this, I think we've got to break there for XRP into a minimal $4.13, which is amazing, because from here, go back to the videos, I was projecting a $4 target from the 40-cent buy zone. It was on all the videos way back when. Okay, I'm just going to zoom in right now to look at retracement levels with you. Okay, so looking at XRP on a 4-hourly time frame, really important that we hold this low. Okay, I think it's really important, because the reason is this move here is quite ferocious. It's around about a 90% move for XRP off this low. Okay, so if we take a look, measure it, 91%. So that's a really nice move, and this move actually took out these resistance points, okay, and this resistance point here. So this is telling me right now that possibly this is a wave 3, okay, and what we've gone through right now is a wave 4 with a final 5th wave coming up into September. And what we're going through right now is a final, you know, basically an ABC zigzag wave 4. So I actually think here we've got some kind of 1, ABC wave 2, expanded flat, and then we've got this 3. So I think this is the bottom, and this is my primary count that I've relayed to the CoinsKid crew, that it looks a little bit like this. It's quite hard to see, and obviously that could be completely wrong. We've got a 1 2 3 4 5, okay, and then from here we've got a 1 2 3 4 5. That was an impulse, and from there we've got some kind of expanded flat correction that did that. Okay, so that was your bottom. Our buy zone at $1.64 was snagged like an absolute boss. I actually think from here we come down in an A, in a B, and a C. What we've got is a 3-wave move up into January and the bull trap, basically. And one of the key things I was looking at with yourselves for that particular analysis was the Tether dominance. I was showing you that basically, that, you know, if you take a look, the Tether dominance made a higher low and XRP made a higher high. So basically this is the true value of the market, where, you know, you've come up from this point here, the Tether dominance is trending back up, but, you know, XRP's come back up and made the high. It was a bull trap because it was a 3-wave move up, not impulsive. It wasn't a 5-wave move. So like I said to you, I'm anticipating a drawdown, and my bids on this God candle back test just there around about $1.64, okay, and it came down and met it right on cue where the Tether dominance is basically topped, you know. So what we're looking at right now, in confluence of the Tether dominance topping on that bottom, I actually think that that's the bottom right now. So we're looking at some kind of 1, expanded flat wave 2, 3, ABC zigzag 4, holds this high. Basically, if it holds it, fantastic. If not, I'll show you exactly where it has to hold, and then we go again in a final fifth wave. And it's been some kind of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for XRP off this low, and that's it. It's cooked. It comes in for the big crash and correction at that particular point. So that is currently my primary outlook for XRP. Okay, so it's really important. If my analysis is correct, that was your previous stop. Now this is your stop, and that's what I relayed to you in a previous video. So possibly a 1, expanding flat wave 2, 3, zigzag 4 that's coming down, and then a final fifth wave to the upside into my targets that I relayed to you earlier in the video. And then from here you got a 1 into a 2 into a 3 into an expanding flat wave 4 into a final fifth wave for XRP. You've seen a big massive 5 wave move up from this floor in, I think it was July 2024, a buy zone, and you know, that's it for me. You know, XRP is looking a little bit extinguished at that particular time frame, because if it does start to print and come up, then you know, obviously we're printing a bearish divergence on a weekly time frame. So I don't necessarily think we've got a huge sort of, you know, $100 target in front of us right now. I think in time perhaps, yeah, but we've just got to be patient for XRP for the next big move up here. Okay, so basically what we're seeing is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 impulse. Okay, so the invalidation is this low here at 19155. If it breaks down below that, then obviously XRP is in a world of trouble. So at the moment what we've got is a correction that we're going through after a 5 wave move up from this low 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is some kind of A wave down, 3 wave B move back up, look at that, and right now we're still in the C wave potentially, or with bottom just there, some kind of expanded flat. Either way, I think that this was the bottom of a correction, WXY correction or expanded flat correction, whatever, and right now this is a 1, ABC 2, 3, 4, 5. I think we've got another leg up here for XRP, but it's not as ferocious and vertical as everyone thinks. But again, I could be completely wrong. You know, keep an eye on it for you as best I can. So there's possibly a little channel here for XRP, some kind of zigzag correction, where possibly, you know, you're adhering to some kind of channel. So let's keep an eye on this, because it could be some kind of bull flag where it's coming up like this. If it does start to trend back down into the golden ratio, around about $2.45, you could be looking at that breakout to roughly $4.60 and beyond, basically, for XRP. So that's currently my primary. You know, impulsive, over flagging corrective wave, back down to the orange line at 191. Lose it, not a good look. Break above, fantastic. Minimal target up there will be met for you. Okay, I'll keep you updated as best I can going forward for XRP. So understand the update. I'm still bullish on XRP, providing we hold that 5-day time frame CoinsKid ribbon. We break down below that, then I think we've got a correction on our hands. Okay, a macro correction. Stay for 6 months. Stay tuned. Take care. One back to an update on XRP. Bye bye.